Ghost Tales. Hey girlies and ghoulies, welcome back to Girly Ghost Tales. Tonight we're taking a break from our usual deep dives to share something a little different and a lot creepier.
We asked you to send us your strangest encounters, and you did not disappoint. From haunted dolls that seem to move on their own, to fleshed pedestrians lurking in the dark, to voices that sound like someone you know but aren't, we've gathered a collection of eerie listener stories that'll make you question what's hiding in the shadows.
So grab a light, lock your doors, and get ready because these are the kinds of tales that follow you long after the episode ends.
Welcome to our first episode of Listener Lore. Okay, so this email is from Chris, and it's just titled Haunted House, Berlin, New York. It was an old 1850s farmhouse in Berlin, New York. It's in the Taconic Mountains, which are a sub-range of the Appalachians. The house always had an off feeling. You just felt uncomfortable in it. And I was young. My parents had actually found the house by getting lost. Aside from the weird feelings, the first incident was in the barn. No one was home, and I was in the barn looking around when a male voice told me to get out. It was an angry, demanding voice. Being a preteen, I acted like I wasn't scared, though I was terrified. Proclaimed, "I'm bored," to, I guess, sound tough to the disembodied voice, and left the barn and went into the house where a female voice started calling my name several times. I was still alone but kept hearing Chris in a kind of sing-songy type voice. I ended up running out and down the road, sitting under a tree for a couple hours till my parents got home.
That's me.
Literally me. I'm like, I'm out of here. Thanks. Not very long after that, a new kid, also Chris, had moved into the area and we became friends. He was from out of state, which is important since he didn't know the area. He introduced me to the Ouija board after I had told him about the voices. As we played with the Ouija board, asking lots of questions like, did someone die in this house? We kind of had little answers that gave a fragmented story. A husband and wife lived there. The husband drank. The husband killed the wife, hid her body in parts of the house. I mentioned he didn't know the area and didn't live there when we moved in because he wouldn't have known that when we first moved in and started cleaning up, we found several empty alcohol bottles hidden under the hay on the second floor of the barn, as well as finding a hidden cutout in my brother's bedroom floor. A square of the hardwood floor had been cut out and could be lifted out, leaving a hiding place about the size of a head.
Oh.
I don't like that. I don't like the way that's described, the size of a head. We found it after removing the carpet. Years later, the town library had a book about the true stories from the town. One of the stories was about an alcoholic husband who killed his wife and hid her head in the floorboards.
Oh my god.
Like, what do you do with the rest of the body?
Oh my god.
It didn't say which house in Berlin, but between what we found, the Ouija board, and the voices, I'm pretty sure it was my house.
It sounds like
Sounds like it, for sure. Another incident that happened was that I had found some eggs in the sand at Round Lake where my grandmother lived. I, being young and not knowing what I was doing, put them in wet sand in a container and took them home. I had them on my dresser with the light over them for heat. Me and my family all went out for the weekend. My room was closed up, door shut, window shut, and locked. When we got home, I went up to my room and found the eggs all smashed on the wall. There were claw marks in the sand. I still can't explain that. There was no way anything could have gotten inside. If somehow an animal had, I'd think they'd have eaten the eggs and not just smashed them all over the walls. Knowing what I know now, I feel like there was something darker in that house.
it sounds like it.
Yeah. On another occasion, I spent the night at a friend's house, Scott, who lived a couple houses up the road. In the morning, probably around 6 a.m., since it was still dark, I was heading home. The kitchen door was left unlocked for me, so I'd have to walk up the driveway to get to the kitchen door, which faced the forest. It was a short driveway, but halfway up I heard a loud cracking from the woods. Large tree limbs were being snapped. When I looked at the tree line, there was something in the woods, humanoid shaped, I'd guess 10 to 12 feet tall, moving just inside the tree line.
Ugh.
I ended
12 feet tall?
Yeah, that's terrifying. I ended up running to the front porch, which faced the road, and banging on the door till someone let me in. From that point on, I'd never use the kitchen door or put myself between the house and the woods if it was dark outside. I'd also never look out my bedroom window, which faced the forest, if it were early morning or at night. I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
That's too scary.
Mm-hmm.
There was another incident during the winter when my mother was at the house after my parents separated. She was in the front living room because she was going to be sleeping on the couch. The house had 2 living rooms. She heard footsteps on the front porch. It was a wraparound porch, and she saw someone looking in the window. She turned off the TV so whoever it was couldn't see in. In the morning, when she told me about it, I went outside and looked around. There was no footprints in the snow leading to the porch, but there were footprints on the porch by the windows. I followed them, and they went around the porch to the side of the house, then into the yard around the back of the house, and up into the apartment above the garage, but they never came out. The apartment was empty, and I also checked all around the garage. The footprints just never came out anywhere.
I hate that.
So they just like showed up out of nowhere and then just stopped.
Yeah. Ugh.
Ugh. These 2 I didn't witness any part of. My brother had told me one night he had woken up and seen an odd red glowing light in the middle of the yard between our house and the neighbor's house. The neighbor, Josh, who we were friends with on the other side of our yard, had said he had also seen the strange red light just kind of floating in the middle of our yard. And my neighbors across the road, I don't recall their names, had told me several stories of poltergeist activity in their house. Toys in the room that were put away could be heard moving around their bedroom like they were being played with. And that's terrifying. And when they ran to check, the toys were out and all over the floor. Also, cabinets opening and dishes falling out and breaking. My babysitter and my friend Scott's older brother had said they witnessed some of that. So, what is the whole block? Is this
Right.
haunted?
Yeah.
That house just always felt bad. I only lived there for a few years, but I was always terrified of being alone in that house, and whenever I was, all the lights had to be on, and the doors leading out of the dining room had to be shut. There were 3 doors along one wall. The left door went to the second living room, the middle one opened to the stairs, and the right door went to a small hallway that led into the mudroom, and also had a bathroom off of it. They had to stay shut because everything felt evil behind those doors. I only lived there for a few years, probably until I was 14, maybe 15, but I had nightmares into my late 20s about the house, and they were always about me dying in the house in some way. The house, along with weird things not related to the house, shadow people, shadow cats, got me into having a small paranormal group. I'd go anywhere, running through cemeteries at 3 a.m., chasing voices, haunted houses, but because of that thing I saw in the woods, I would never go into the woods at night, even to this day. All those houses were along Plank Road, just before you got into town. I don't know if it has any relation to the strangeness of that area, but in 1962, just down from my house, there's a big bend in the road, and a propane truck had lost control, crashing and sending a fireball down into town. Several houses were destroyed and 10 people died in the explosion. My father also believes the house may have been part of the Underground Railroad due to some old things in the barn. Chris.
That is scary.
Yeah,
It
also.
sounds like something is following him,
Yeah.
like wherever he goes.
Something. Yeah.
Like maybe something attached to him from like the first house he was at.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, all of that sounds so scary.
So scary. Also, just thinking about the sending a fireball into town.
Mm-hmm.
Several houses were destroyed and 10
Yeah,
people
10
died.
people.
That's
Like,
crazy.
And if it had anything to do with the Underground Railroad, like that's crazy.
Yeah, that's also got some like crazy history.
Yeah, I feel like the whole block is like cursed or
Yeah,
haunted.
something's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
The forest thing too, that freaks me
Yeah,
out.
I
I
was
don't
gonna
like
say,
that.
even if like that stuff didn't happen, I still wouldn't be like looking out the window or going
Mm-mm.
out in the woods or in the forest at night
Makes me
or
think of your house, like the back of your
mm-hmm.
house faces the
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah. I like shut all my blinds every night at like
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Ugh. I guess the front of your house
The front
kind of
does
woods, but
too.
then a lake, and
Mm-hmm.
you're just surrounded by woods.
Yeah. Yeah, it's creepy. I definitely act like I live in the Appalachian Mountains when I'm at home. I like
Yeah.
shut all the blinds. I like won't look out any of the windows.
I have all of our windows and curtains are open in our house, which I should probably close at
Oh,
night
I could
because
not do that. I
I
have
mean
to
in
have them
town it's
closed,
different
I
because I can
guess.
see everything, but also people can see into my
Into your
house.
house, yeah.
Last night I was trying to open the window and I was in a towel because I was just about to get in the shower. I opened the window, my towel like opened, and I was like, "Oh my god! I hope there's nobody out there that I can't see."
There's someone just always like
Always.
watching outside your house because you leave your
I
curtains
probably I
open.
need to close them.
That's what
That's
I would be thinking of mine. Even though there probably isn't anybody even looking, that's like what I think. I'm like, oh my god, everybody's watching everything I'm doing
literally
in
that's how I used to
here.
feel at my mom's house in the middle of
And
nowhere, and
then yeah.
I'd be like, oh, somebody's watching me from out
Yeah.
there. For
That's
some reason, at my house in town, I'm like, it's fine.
that's how I feel at home, even though like we have like two neighbors. I'm still like everybody's looking
They're
in here.
looking. I know you're out there in the woods looking at me,
Mhm.
freak.
Yeah, or a flush pedestrian is out
Uh,
there looking.
just
They're like, "Oh, you
watching
left your curtains open for me?"
to learn your patterns
Yeah.
better, steal your identity.
Yuck. Steal
Oh,
your skin.
yes. Oh, gross.
So these are some messages from a girl who bought some of our haunted dolls. So this message was after this was the day she got the first doll she bought from us, which was that clown doll, the
Yes.
really cute one that we both liked.
Yeah.
So this was about the clown doll. Her name on TikTok is the Playbach Mansion. This was July 17th. She said, "So, of course, I've been super excited for this clown doll all week. I woke up around 6 a.m. to go grocery shopping. I have a 5-month old. He said it was time, lol. I felt lovely, not sick at all. Well, later in the day, around 1 p.m., this doll comes in the mail, and boom, I'm sick as hell. But I thought nothing of it until literally 20 minutes ago. I finally moved the doll out of the room and into another one, and I'm magically okay. Like, this wasn't just a little nausea, this was a whole lot going on, and now it's just all over now that he's out of my room. I don't know what to think, but I thought I'd tell you. It could be a huge coincidence, and I may actually just be sick." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, do you care if I share this message? Are you still sick? Have you had any more activity?" And she said, "You can definitely share this. I'm still a little sick. Things are calming down. I heard 3 really fast knocks on my shelves earlier today, and I was alone in the room. Everyone was upstairs, but it was absolutely in the room I was in. My son's been looking at the doorway and smiling and also laughing like someone's there entertaining him, which is new. He hasn't ever done that before I got the doll."
Oh my god.
So that was literally the day that she got the first doll from us. And I told her she should download like GhostTube just to like leave it open, see if anything comes through on it. She said, "I'll download it. I'm hearing someone walk around out in my living room area. Everyone is asleep except for me, so I don't know if I just need to go to bed or if it's the doll."
Oh.
So just keep in mind that was the first doll, the first day she got it. So about 10 days later, she messaged me again, said, "I could be completely crazy, but I just got the doll with the mother spirit attached, and I haven't even opened the box yet. I haven't had time. But my baby was crying earlier. It was time for a nap. We're home alone, and I hear a woman humming a lullaby until my son stopped crying. there was nothing I could do. I just had to ignore it, but I definitely heard it. So basically, I heard a woman humming a lullaby until my baby stopped crying. So my baby heard it too. I don't know what could have done that besides the spirit from this doll. And that was the doll that was the one holding the little baby. Like it was the
Oh,
one that
yeah.
moves back and forth and it's holding a little baby. And she
Oh,
said she heard it humming a lullaby to her baby.
I don't think I
And
could
that's
just
when it
let
was
that
still in
happen.
the box. Like she hasn't even opened the box at this point.
Mm-mm. Not
And
for me.
then, so she sent a follow up message and said, also that night, I got the other doll. So she got another doll who's like kneeling, and its name was
Oh,
like
yeah.
Sally. She said, I got the kneeling one. My bedroom door opened on its own. It's never done that. I don't know what that was about, but I watched it open. This is amazing, honestly. Pretty scary for me, but amazing.
This is pretty amazing.
And I just, in my replies, was like, oh my God, like this is crazy.
It's absolutely nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And then she said, this was another like couple weeks later from the first messages. She said, I'm back. Listen, I'm gonna leave reviews for him because stuff is happening. Knocking, whispering, hair pulling, doors opening, boyfriend questioning why I really bought the dolls, lol.
That would be my husband.
Me too. I did an EMF meter investigation with my son there. I got two responses, one from the little 7-year-old Sally, the kneeling doll that I bought that I still need to leave a review for. She made the meter go off after I told her I loved cats too and that there's a lot of cats outside. Then I started communicating supposedly with a demonic entity, and he said he's haunting my son. And I'm like, what? How come he hasn't done anything to him then? I don't know, but it was so cool getting responses from them. I cannot be in the same room as the other doll, the mother one with the baby. Not after she hummed to my child. I'm freaked all the way out. I have dreams of the clown doll, and he shows me the EMF meter going off, and I have no idea what that means, but I wanted to let you know.
I have no idea what that means.
And then the message she sent after that, I can't seem to find your eBay. Can you send me a link so I can buy more of your dolls?
Oh my gosh.
So then
Good
there's
for her.
more messages from her. So then this is also about the doll holding the baby. She said, when you had the mother Sally doll, did you ever smell random perfume in the room? I can't remember if that was part of her description or not. I just smelled it twice in the room I keep her in, and that is really new. And I totally forgot until I read that message, but that happened like when I was like the day I brought that doll home.
Mm-hmm.
I smelled like a perfume smell for like a few seconds, and I thought it was like just something on my clothes that I
Yeah.
smelled. And then the day I left to bring her to our studio, like when I was bringing her out to the car, I smelled the same smell, and that was the doll that started playing her music while I started driving down the driveway to bring her
Oh,
here.
yeah.
That was that doll.
Oh.
So I was like, yes, I was going to message you and tell you that. I completely forgot. I smelled like a faint floral perfume smell the day I brought her home. And then when I drove her to our studio, as soon as I went down the driveway, she started playing her music and I smelled that same exact smell again. She said, last night at 3 a.m., she played her music for a solid 30 seconds by herself, and she's in a room alone. The perfume was floral. Footsteps have been coming from that room to my room and stopping at my door in the middle of the night around 12 to 1 a.m.
No thanks.
I'm sensing that to be the spirit of the clown doll, though. You really are amazing at finding these dolls. I don't know how you find them, but it's really cool. And then, so this is
Literally me. Every time I get a new doll, I'm like, where do you find these
I
things?
know. And then, so the first message that I read from her was July 17th. So this one that I'm about to read was September 2nd. She said, I'm not sure of the best way to go about this, but honestly, I think I'm going to throw the mother Sally away. I think she's demonic. I said, oh my God, what happened? And she bought a different doll from us, Alice. She said that or Alice is evil. I tried a spirit box session on the clown last night, and as soon as I turned the box off, my baby, who is asleep in a separate room, woke up screaming bloody murder. This child looked terrified. Even his grandmother was commenting on how scared he looked. I got woken up last night at 3:30 a.m. to my bed shaking, and now I'm wondering if the bed was shaking while I was doing the spirit box session. I think I'm just going to throw her away to be safe. Also, I could have just been dreaming, but that's why I woke up, was because it felt like my bed was shaking really hard. That is scary.
Yeah, don't love that.
And then, so the follow up message she said after that was that her mother in law and her mother in law's friend played a Ouija board in her apartment, and that they still play it sometimes and never closed it properly. So she thinks something evil is in there. She said, I use my son in my investigations sometimes, and he's not freaked out by him. He loves the clown. I just am super excited. I'm going down a rabbit hole. And then that was the last thing I heard from her. I messaged her like on September 6th and was like, hey, has anything else happened? Is everything okay? She didn't reply, didn't hear anything. And then 2 days ago, I saw she bought another dog. So I'm about to mail that one out to her tomorrow. And I guess we'll see if she says
Which one did she
anything
buy?
about that. Max, it's like a little 6-year-old boy who's not like negative or anything, but after she said my mother-in-law and her friend like use a Ouija board in here, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, that is why you're having like knocking, bed shaking, 3 a.m.
demonic
waking
stuff.
up. Yes,
Yeah,
like it's not, I think
I
the
don't.
dolls probably amplified it,
Yeah, but that
but either
the
way,
Ouija board probably also amplified.
and not closing it out properly, like,
Terrifying.
yeah.
How she must the mother-in-law must live there with them or
I
something.
know. I should ask her that. Yeah, because why would she play it there if
Yeah, so my mother-in-law was coming to my house
I'd
playing
be
a
like, you're
Ouija
not
board.
playing a Ouija board in here.
Go to your own house.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law would never touch a Ouija
Yeah.
board, but
Either way, that's scary.
yeah, that is terrifying. She seems to love it.
I
I
know.
mean,
She
not that
seems
part
like
maybe,
she's
but
scared and like saying like I'm gonna throw it away, but then it's like, oh, I'm gonna buy another one
but
though.
like I love it.
That's me. That's
That's
me telling
literally you.
Jake like I'm throwing them away and then like buying more.
You are really good at finding them.
I know. I don't know how. Like I just like
Get a
said
vibe.
some.
All right, so we had posted a TikTok asking for your guys' stories. And we got some comments. So, since nobody gave us permission to actually use their names, we're just gonna keep it anonymous. So, this first one, my friend was staying the night with me, just me and her. My mom was still at work. We lived in a double wide trailer, but we were hanging out in my mom's room because it had a bigger bed. We were in the dark, just playing on our phones, talking. She had to use the bathroom, but went all the way to the opposite side of the house to use mine and my brother's bathroom. I was sending a Snapchat video to another friend. Right behind me, a black figure walked in and sat down in the corner of the room. I thought it was my friend, so I said, "Stop, you're freaking me out." "Sally?" I turned on the light and no one was there. I ran to the opposite end of the house, tears in my eyes, and showed my friend the video. She deleted it out of fear, and I couldn't show my mom. Still gives me goosebumps to this day. Makes me think of my mom's room in her
Yeah.
house.
So creepy. Like I don't like black dark figures.
And like sitting in the corner?
Yeah, like in the corner specifically. It's like they're trying to be like I'm bad.
Yeah,
Like I'm
like that just
negative.
sounds. Yeah, they know that that's not.
Yeah.
That's not a happy spirit.
That's literally.
Although I just imagine any shadow, like even if it stood in the middle of the room, I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I'd be like that would almost be creepier.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't like it.
Any of them are just creepy.
Yeah.
So this next one says, I lived on a reservation at the time. I was 14 or 15. While I was laying down in my sister's bed, we shared a room. I felt something touching my elbow. I honestly didn't think anything about it because I thought it was my hair. I got sick of it at some point, so I moved my hair and went back to watching TikTok. It still kept happening, so I looked to see what it was. It was a black figured hand pulling its hand back under the bed. I cried and screamed until my grandpa and grandma heard me. To this day, I'm still afraid of being alone in my room. I'm 17 with a kid and a fiance. Ever since I was little, I've always had encounters with spirits or whatever you call them. Throughout my pregnancy, no matter where I was, something was with me. I have so many stories to tell about these things.
17 years old and a fiance. Dang, girl. But, oh, I can't even imagine seeing, like, a hand going.
Pulling back under the bed.
Biggest fear.
Oh.
Did you ever watch Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we watch that like all the time.
That just makes you think. I think they were like on a park bench or something, and a hand just like goes back.
Like,
That like
just
traumatized me
knowing
as a
that
child.
it's under there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let me go back to my spot under your bed.
I guess it doesn't say if it was against a wall or something, but I just imagine it's against a wall, so it just like goes, and then it's like clearly you can't.
Yeah. Oh.
You're terrified to look under the bed.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
To get off the bed, even.
Yeah, I would literally be in there screaming until they came in there.
Absolutely.
And then I would never stay in there again.
No. I'd be like, carry me out of here. This one says, when I was in 4th grade, my best friend told me her house was haunted and no one uses the upstairs because of it. We had a sleepover and decided to sleep in her room upstairs. I slept on one end of her bed and she slept on the other. I woke up to the bed vigorously shaking. I woke my friend up and asked her if she felt it. I'm like, the bed was just shaking. We both started dozing off and it shakes again, and I mean shakes, like someone was pressing on the mattress. We both felt it. It was like 4 a.m.
I would have been like, see ya.
Yep,
I'm
calling
going
my mother.
home. I'm walking home.
Literally, I'm running home.
Yeah. That, like, bed's shaking just feels like they're about to start levitating up off the bed. Like, that's what I'm picturing. Mm-hmm. Like, it seems very demonic and, like, it wants to, like, scare you. It's like, look what I can do. I can shake you awake.
Shaking a bed always does seem very demonic.
Yeah. Like The Conjuring, like Amityville Horror. That's like what comes to my mind. Ugh. Well, I would definitely believe my friend after they said no one uses the upstairs because of it.
And then I'd be like, why did we decide to sleep up here then?
In 4th grade. Like, oh my God.
So if nobody uses it, do you never sleep in your own room?
Right.
So many questions.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
This next one says, my uncle fell asleep under the kitchen table one night when he was around 3 or 4 and saw a blonde-haired apparition walking up the stairs, and he turned and smiled at my uncle. My grandparents did some digging, and the figure looked exactly like the son of the family who owned the house previously. He had committed suicide. And another time, my entire family heard the upstairs wardrobe fall and a baby start crying when my sister was an infant, but she had been downstairs and the wardrobe was still upright when they went and checked.
It's almost like your story you were just saying about the glass.
That makes me think, like, was it trying to warn them of something?
Yeah.
Like, was something going to happen with the baby?
The baby, yeah. Like, was something going to... Was the wardrobe gonna fall?
Or was it, like, trying to pretend it was the baby to, like, lure them up there? Oh, I don't know. Either way, it's scary.
That would freak me out.
Like, hearing something fall and, like, crash and then it
nothing
happening is so scary.
Yeah, because then you're, like, trying to figure out what could that noise have actually been.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
I hate it.
This one... I live on the Navajo reservation. I was once walking on a back trail at night. The only light I had was my flashlight, and something jumped out of a tree right behind me. It sounded huge. I froze for a second, trying to decide if I should turn around to see what it was, but I didn't. Just kept walking, and up ahead there was about 6 horses. I truly believe I encountered a SW.
Flesh pedestrian. I believe it, especially being on a reservation. Like, and why are you walking a back trail at night?
Yeah. Also, why did you include the detail about 6 horses?
I think it's because they can, like, shapeshift into like other animals. So maybe it, like,
he was thinking that they weren't actually horses.
Yeah. Which is terrifying. Flesh pedestrians are like my biggest fear.
Yeah, me too. Alright, this one says, my mom's house growing up, the neighbors told us that the previous owner, Bonnie, committed suicide. While me and my sister were decorating our room, things we put up on the walls ended up across the room. We heard a thud from downstairs. My mom said that it was probably her old room and she didn't want us in there.
That sounds like it.
Yeah.
Like she threw their decorations across the room.
They were like,
that would be
no.
me as a ghost. Like, no,
This
you're
is
not
ugly.
putting that up in my room.
Yeah.
This one says, I lived with my mom and my room was in the basement and there was a long shadow man that lived in the corner at the bottom of the stairs. Well, one day I'm going upstairs to leave for a trip. He spoke to me and said, "You're not coming back." That was the only time he ever spoke, but I was so scared I didn't tell anyone about it for weeks until I got back. I was afraid I was going to die on the plane back home.
I literally
I
would
would
have thought the
cancel
same
my
thing.
flight.
Yeah, I'd be like, no.
Like, if a shadow man said, "You're not coming back," I would literally be like, "I'm not going."
I'd be like, what does that mean?
Everything's canceled. I'm
Yeah.
not going. Especially imagine getting on a plane after it
A
says
plane would terrify me.
that. I would like die of a heart attack.
Literally. And that's what they meant.
Mm-hmm.
I've been haunted my entire life, and that sounds ridiculous, but it seems everywhere I go, ever since I was a kid, a spirit latches onto me and wants to scare the crap out of me. When I was little, it used to knock on my back window, open my bedroom door. One time I was sleeping in my room and I woke up, terrified from a dream that I can only imagine was influenced by an unhappy ghost. My bed was shaking. I was in the 4th grade. My mom was at work at 4 a.m. and I called her. I told her, "You need to come home right now," and she kept asking me why, and I said, "You need to come home right now." I was paralyzed. I couldn't move my legs. This particular ghost was known for throwing things at me. One time my dad was sleeping. He doesn't get scared of ghosts. He rolled over, and what he described was a man laying next to him. So he rolled back over and went back to sleep.
My dad. That would be my dad.
An hour or two later, he went up to use the bathroom. When he went up to use the bathroom, there was a man by my bedroom door walking towards him. He told me this man opened his mouth. It sounded like thousands of bees.
Ugh.
He just went to the bathroom. He just went to the bathroom and went back to bed. What? I wish I could be that fearless. When I would be in the basement, there's large metal vents connected to the ceiling. It would sound like there was someone crawling up and down them. At one point in time, I thought there was an unhoused person living in my basement hiding because of everything I would hear. With all the ghostly experiences I've had, I'm not scared anymore, and they seem to back off. They might still change the channel on my television or turn on random lights, but that doesn't scare me anymore.
Imagine being that calm,
Literally.
seeing a man next to you and like going back to bed, hearing him open his mouth and it sounds like bees, and going back. Like, that's the most demonic thing.
Have you seen those videos where like if someone is doing something like crazy and then somebody comments on it and it's like social anxiety is scared of you?
Yeah.
That
Literally.
ghosts are scared of him.
Yes. Like,
because like what?
I don't even get how you could be so calm.
Literally no idea.
That's crazy. Couldn't be me. I'd be screaming, crying, like
throwing up, all of it.
Getting holy water, calling a priest.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. That would honestly be Matt. He'd be like, okay.
Yeah. I know,
Couldn't be
that'd
me,
Jake,
but
and then he would casually bring it up like a couple weeks later and be like, "Oh yeah, I saw this guy."
yeah. I would be so like just walking to. I can't. You roll over, you see somebody laying next to you, you don't automatically think, what the fuck is this random ass person doing in my bed? You just.
You know what Odin said to me, like, probably, I think this was Thursday night.
Me already scared.
I was tucking him in, and he was just, like, talking nonsense. He was, like, half asleep. He was, like, rubbing his eyes and, like, trying to, like, stay awake. And he was like, whenever I like wake up in the middle of the night or like early in the morning, like I always see Nana laying on the bed next to me if I'm facing this way. But if I'm facing this way, then I see Grandpa like sitting at the edge of my bed, like if I wake up in the middle of the night. And I was like, what? And I was like every time you wake up, you see them there? And he was like, yeah, like just for a minute, and then it's gone.
And they're both alive.
Yeah.
That's who he was just with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I didn't like that.
No, I don't love that.
No. Don't know what he even meant by that. And I was like, how long has that been happening? And he was like, probably like a year.
He's like, it's just casual. Just my grandparents.
I was like, I gotta pee, I'll be right back. And I went out and told Jake, I was like, Odin just said this, I don't know what it means, I'm scared.
Me. Literally me.
Yeah, don't know what the heck he was talking about, but it freaked me out.
That is terrifying.
I'm just picturing a shadow figure on his bed, sitting on the edge of his bed.
Yeah, and he's just like mistaking
Thinks it's his grandpa, but it's like a shadow figure of some man. Ugh. I hate it. This next one says, nothing too bad, but my boyfriend and I were watching a movie, and mind you, it's 12:30 p.m. or 1 a.m. almost, and my dog was acting weird. She made a sound of discomfort from outside my door. I go to grab her. Where she was at is between my door and the stairwell. I felt odd and looked up the stairs as I reached down to grab my dog, and I felt chills and saw a figure in a white dress standing hunched, a little or young girl / lady. No face, no eyes, nose, mouth, just a white blank face, but black shadow like and black wet hair. I ran to my room with my dog and told my boyfriend, and we ignored it but stayed with chills. Since I was little, I always heard banging everywhere, footsteps, whispers, but never saw exactly what it was till that night. The kids say they see a tall man with a hat and that same girl, and so does my mom. My dad says he sees all those, plus a scary, wide-eyed looking lady outside our windows.
Oh.
Their house is haunted.
For sure.
Like
the hat
demonically haunted.
Yeah.
And like all of the family members are seeing the same things. Mm-hmm. Like the dad, the mom, the kids, her boyfriend.
I think like seeing something with no face,
that's just like a blank so face, scary.
That makes me think it's something that just like can't quite get the
human.
energy, to like make a face,
right? Like, but uncanny.
Yeah.
Like they don't know how to pass as a human.
Yeah.
But they're trying to. The no face thing freaks me out.
So creepy.
That feels like a demonic entity.
Just a white blank face.
With wet black long hair. I'm picturing Samara from The Ring.
Yeah, literally.
Mm-hmm.
If she had no face.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally. The white like dress and everything.
Wet, long black hair, mm-hmm. White face, white dress, hunched over.
I hate it.
And then also to have that plus like the hat man.
Yeah.
And a wide-eyed lady looking from outside your windows.
I just imagine it's like
peering in like.
Yeah. Hurts my eyeballs. I do not love that. I once was going to a party and someone with me was friends with the owner of the place the party was at. Nothing was off. It seemed like a normal block party kind of vibe, but the minute I stepped onto the porch, my hand jerked out and grabbed the person by the hood and yanked them behind me. I was raised to always trust your gut, and I told him, time to go, we shouldn't be here. This feels wrong and evil. I'll pay you to leave right now. We left. Later that night, a girl was gang raped and got alcohol poisoning from the monsters who did it. I don't think my person/friend would have partaken, but I truly think he could have gotten caught up in trying to stop it, or it could have been me. But when we were driving away, I saw a little blonde girl waving to us sadly, and no one around the area had or knew of kids.
I feel like the little girl was the reason for her gut feeling. Yeah. And being like, go.
Don't.
Like, you need to leave. Something bad's gonna happen. And that's like sad, like waving sadly to them. Like she's like, bye, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Like I'm stuck here.
Oh, that's
really
so sad.
She was like protecting them, I feel like.
I also feel bad for that girl that it happened to.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad. Ugh. People are gross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, demonic entities, I believe, are like, I believe humans can definitely have like demonic attachments to them. And I feel like that's why people do like crazy bad things. Partially, I feel like there's like some sort of like demonic thing
Yeah.
like happening
Like
to
an
them.
oppression, an
Yeah.
attachment. I think so too. I mean, and then there's people that are like literal psychopaths. But I feel like that could be too.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's scary. I do have one more from a girl who messaged me. So she said that we could say her name. She goes by Maroon, like the color.
Ooh.
She said, when I was about 14 years old, my mom woke me up to go to the gas station to grab her a snack and to put gas in the car. Mind you, it's like 11:30 p.m., almost 12 a.m. I need to note that I lived near Crown Hill Cemetery in Indianapolis. Like you could see the graves from the playground type of close. The gas station I went to was right behind our neighborhood and right in front of some of the cemetery. I go inside, get my mom a snack, pay for the gas, then I went outside to pump the gas. And while I'm pumping the gas, I noticed this man standing in the middle of the street and he looked really angry. So I kind of internally started freaking out, but tried to stay calm on the outside while I kept looking back and forth between him and the gas pump. The next thing I know, there's a car coming up the road, literally in the lane he's standing in, which was the lane closest to the cemetery. The car is literally coming at him, and he's still just standing there, kind of vibrating in anger. Next thing I know, the car hits him, but it didn't actually hit him. It like went through him. He literally disappeared, then reappeared 2 seconds after the car passed, and he was more pissed than he was before and starts charging at me. So I hurry up and finish pumping gas and put everything back. And as soon as I get in the car, he's at my window and pounding on it. So I race home. I go back to the gas station the next night and I talk to the clerk and ask him if he saw what happened to me last night. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" So I tell him about the angry homeless man that like charged my car. And he was like, "I was literally watching you the entire time. Nobody else was out there but you, and then you freaked out and sped off." And I was like, "No, there was an angry homeless man there." And he was like, look at the camera from last night. You're literally the only person out there." And I was. There hasn't been anyone out there besides me for hours.
Imagine being the store clerk and you're like, what the fuck is
I
going
know,
on
you're
with
like,
that
what
lady?
is that crazy lady yelling out there?
Why does she look so panicked? I literally see nothing.
That's like another one of the things that is like so like intriguing to me is when people like talk to someone and then they look back at the footage and they're like talking to themselves.
Yeah, and there's
Like,
nothing
what
there.
was that? Like, is he from the cemetery? Because it says the cemetery was right by her house. So, like, did he walk from the cemetery where he's buried and he's like trying to get someone's attention that can see
Why is
him?
he so mad?
Yeah,
And pounding
like,
on her window. Like,
maybe like most people can't see him and she did and he's like, "Help me."
yeah,
Or some that's
could
like
be. Literally vibrating with anger and
yeah. Imagine seeing like a ghost come charging at you
I would
from
probably
across
do.
the fucking road.
I think I
Oh
would
my
probably
God.
run into the gas
I would
station.
too.
Because I imagine I wouldn't have time to
Put
finish
the pump
pumping.
back.
Yeah,
I would
putting
like
the gas
throw
cap
it,
on. Yeah,
run in there and be like, "Help me!"
walking back out to my car.
He's chasing me.
Literally. Just makes me think of the vine. Why are you running?
Yeah. Yeah, and just imagine how crazy you would feel going back and looking at the footage and
And being
seeing
like,
just you
what?
out there
Yeah.
alone. Oh my gosh.
You can
Like,
just see her like,
and then like run into your car and speeding away
yeah.
like by yourself. That's so crazy.
I think that would freak me out as a store clerk
Yeah.
too. I'd be like, what is going on? What can I not see out there?
And obviously if she came back the next night and was like, "Did you see what happened?"
Yeah,
like,
that would freak me out even more.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Okay, maybe it wasn't a crazy lady.
Yeah.
Like she must have seen something."
Oh, I don't like it.
I hate it, but I love it.
I do
love
too.
all the stories, and we need more.
Send us your stories.
Yes, send us all of them.
I love scary stories.
Thanks, girlies and ghoulies, for joining us for our first episode of Listener Lore. Come back next week for stories about haunted funeral homes.
Make sure to follow our socials linked in the show notes and email us your ghost stories and anything paranormal at girlyghosttales@gmail.com.
If you want episodes 1 week early, live ghost hunts, tarot Tuesdays, monthly giveaways, and exclusive bonus content, join us on Patreon for $5 a month. New episodes release every Friday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Until next time, and remember, if you hear a whisper in the dark, it's probably just us.
But just in case, keep your lights on and your doors locked. Remember, the veil is always thinner than you think.
Good
Good
night.
night.